Thank you, Scott.
My pleasure.
Oops, I forgot to turn me on. Thank you, Scott. That was well read. Well, we rehearsed, so you got it right. So, well, let's check our time. Most people do when I start. You're going to have to listen fast, okay? Manny, teach them how to listen fast. You know, you got to really be alert here. So this is kind of a reminder. I looked at the program this morning and I thought, this is all stuff people know. So take it as that as we go along. A little bit, somebody asked me, where'd you come from? You know, like I'm an alien. And I said, well, I grew up in northern Minnesota. And I started my own garbage hauling business when I was in high school. Didn't have many dates, but I had money. Then I had dates. And I learned the first July of hauling garbage that I wanted to be in management. I don't know if you've ever hauled garbage in July. You want to be in management. So I had this 10-year-old, and I was in management. And I learned very quickly about the real world, about what goes on, and about my father. I was 15. I couldn't drive. My father had to drive. He was up in the truck. I was in the back. And so we're backing into this driveway, and he yells at me. How many of you had a parent that yelled most of the time? That was my father. Thank you. You understand. So he yells at me in the back of the truck, and he says, "Hey, pick up that garbage in the front yard!" I'm 15. I yell back. "They don't pay me to pick up the garbage in the front yard!" I don't know if they've ever seen a big guy come out of a truck real fast. We had a little seminar right there in the back of the truck. No flip chart or no handouts. And this was life lesson, first lesson. He said, you don't always get paid for what you do at the time that you do it. Wouldn't you like to be waited on by someone who believed that philosophy? So let's start. Let's get this going. High school graduation picture. And it is wonderful to be around people who are resilient, like you are. Together we learn from one another to give to each what needs are required to continue to learn together. That's why you come. How many of you came for the food? Which was excellent. But you come for each other. That is the sharing part of this organization. Together, we're even better. Together. Hopefully you walk out. Someone said to me, make me laugh. I don't make anyone laugh. People decide to laugh. And life is really funny. And you make a difference in life in Optimist. How do we get better? That's the key. Things are challenging. This is partial list of what goes on in my life. I have financial ruin, 6 months to live. This is stuff that I've been through, and each one of them had an earth-shattering change in my life. But you bounce back. You bounce back. You are resilient. We are good at it in our life, in our labor, and our love. In all of that, we have a choice. I tell people, if you don't like employment, try unemployment. Right? It's interesting. So we're either in all three of these at any time in our life. Because it's a changing world. I once asked my father, has the world always been this crazy? He said, yes, but we know about it now. So it's always been this way. It's always been that we can aggravate a business cycle by psychology. It's interesting about what we do. And these are not the hard times. This is the easy stuff. Hard times are no food. Isn't that funny? A good share of the world's population spends its waking hours just trying to find food. We spend our waking hours trying to get it off. So we have to take it with the place that we live. If you don't like it here, move. Go to a foreign country, Iowa. Is there anyone from Iowa? I'll go slow. I'll go slower. I'm glad this is a free one. Yeah, thank you. So we all started here. These are my grandparents. Came from Norway. Immigrants. They settled in northern Minnesota. Norway must have been really bad because they settled in northern Minnesota. So they were farmers. 85% of the people were farmers. And they had loving kids. They had some fun. If I have to explain all this, it's going to be here till 3 o'clock. I grew up how many of you grew up in a small town? You have a different education because you grew up in a small town. Everybody knows your neighbor. A small town is a place that if your vehicle breaks down in front of someone's house, within minutes everyone knows you're having an affair with the person. No, the pastor is laughing. That was good. My parents, my mother, my dad. My dad was a great leader of me. That's me, pretty cute. Never missed a meal. After my father passed away, I would call my mother. It was Mother's Day every day, and I would call her every night at 10 o'clock. And she would usually say, "Could you call me back?" I said, "What are you doing?" "Watching the weather." "Mom, you're in assisted living. Where are you going?" "I don't know, but I want to know." So one night she's very irritated. I said, "Is something wrong with you?" And she says, "They raised my rent." Well, I said, "Mom, that's kind of how things go. Do I have enough money to live here?" "Mom, we've gone through all your finances. You can live there until you're 108. There was this long pause, and she said, "Okay, but then what?" Could have been a part of this group. So this is the future. This is the future. This is where we are. And none of them live with us. There is a God. A couple of them tried to move in. We moved. So what's happening now? What's happening now? Security and trust. We've taken a hit. We've taken a hit. We've taken a hit. We need a boost. My father used to say, it's a source of help or encouragement leading to increase or improvement. And he would also say, what's our business and what do we sell? He's always wondering what do we sell. My father used to say that everyone needs a pat on the back. Sometimes it's lower, sometimes it's harder. Because my dad was a salesperson. I learned the business from him and what he was. And so we all give to each other our confidence, our attitude, our responsibility, our energy, and our enthusiasm for what we do and who we are. And then sometimes we need some reigniting. And maybe you came today because you need a little reignitement. Maybe your concrete shoes are getting a little heavy. That's an important thing, and that's what you do here at the Optimist Club. So we learn from the past, we are in the present, but we always hope for the future. And that is what optimism is about. So it's business not as usual, and let's talk a little bit about business, because it's environment and standards. We've narrowed it down that all businesses need to deal with their environment and standards. Do people like being here? Would they come to work here? Would they stay here? Why do businesses fail? They don't feel good about who they are, what they do, or who the customer is. How many of you have gone into a place of business and felt like the enemy? How many of you have seen some people that you walk in and they go, oh, cripes, here comes another one. Just when you ordered a pizza. And it's a pizza place. So it's pretty simple. If business understood, then what's the customer got that they want? They want the customer understands that the business needs the money. They don't understand business really too much. Because this is what it is. The customer's got the money. We want to give it to the business if they help us out. And the other thing is, how do they make it a great experience? I think some convenience stores hire people to hate you. It's on the application. You hate people? Yeah, you can work here. You like it here. Don't do stupid stuff. Clothes do yucky weather. No, business does some dumb stuff all the time. Holiday Inn, they're trying to drive business away. Look at this. Stay with someone you know. I walk up the counter, I said, you know anyone I can stay with? Next thing the clerk says, security! Don't call your business BM service. Not good. I've had this sign for many years. I went by the business, they had put up a new sign, BM gas and service. What a marketing plan that is. Parking, Chili's customers only, other cars will be crushed and melted. Yes! A little anger. Sorry, we closed. We out of meat. My favorite, Lincoln, Nebraska, because the candy store. No, we do not have ice cream. So you learn something by this. If enough people come in and ask for ice cream, maybe we should sell ice cream. It's what we call market research. My wife was with me and I said, can I go in and ask? She looks at the sign, she says, no, they're going to shoot you. So it's interesting how business gets simpler and simpler. It's about our people. We have to motivate yourself, help them motivate others. Look inside yourself for who you are. Do you like being here? Do you not like being here? It's all about performance. Life is about investing in people. And I saw that here today. How do we get better? Little by little. Ways to have a fun-filled versus work atmosphere. Now hiring losers. I don't think that's a good step. Things are not going to work out really well. I hate everyone. Yeah. So we got to get our people together. That's the key of what we do. Authorized personnel, no bozos. Some people got to leave. How many people know, before the ownership knows, before the management knows, that that person is in the wrong slot? Firings will continue until, thank you. And I don't want to get weighted on with crabby people. And it's funny how little things go. I was in the store, and I went in and I went for one. How many of you go to the store for one item and end up with 6 and no basket? So I had about 6 items in there. I waited in line until the clerk was open, and I went there and I put the stuff on the counter. And she turned to me and said, I'm closed. I'm going to lunch. Click. Ooh. Yeah, you do the same reaction I did. Now, I would never say who it is or anything like that. Their logo is a bullseye. And I liked them a lot. But one person had what? An attitude about why they were there. Interesting. And the whining. Oh, do I have to show up every day? Yes! You want me to be on time every day? Yes! That's it. That's the game. That's the contract. That's how it works. The more you complain, the longer God lets you live. You know. And are your people waiting to leave? Or are they waiting to stay? How many people have to be there? How many people want? There's a difference between have to and want. So they're appreciated that we are changing lives, our lives, and our clients' lives. Well, anyway, an evaluation without education is conversation. Evaluation, the most hated thing in most businesses, yet the most important. By the way, if you want to take any pictures of this stuff, get out your phone. Because everybody needs a report card. Nothing serious, just a little chat with the boss. Yeah. Happiness is opening a refrigerator and seeing your boss's picture on a milk carton. Groaning, I like it. We always had fun. Even when people were sick, they would come into work because they said, well, it might be something funny happening. Yeah, that's right. I might be talking about you. Because the weakest link controls the chain. The weakest link controls the chain. And we remember the negative, don't we? If I interviewed you like we interviewed thousands of people, they always come up with tell me a story about a transaction that you've done. And they'll always come up with a negative every time. And you have to prime the pump in order to make them talk about the positive. Because we're all part of the transaction circle. We do things for the customer, business not as usual. So take care of your business or someone else will. It's a competitive world. In this dog-eat-dog world, we're all wearing milk-bone underwear. It gets worse. It gets worse. Hang on. Business needs to be quicker, better, different. The Amazon attitude is about this. When we interview people about how many people shop at Amazon, and you know what they say? I am tired of clerks. And that's scary to me. So what prevents us? What helps? Two things. This is your strategic plan. What prevents us from moving forward? What helps us move forward? These are the things that drive business. You make a difference. I made a change in some things. I decided to be happy. Years ago, I decided there was a decision versus something that happened to me. Stay close to your closest. Pay attention to details. Have less, enjoy more. We downsized. You know why we downsized? Because I had 37 shirts and I only wore 3. How stupid is that? So we're much happier, much happier. Have personal gratitude every day. Every day is a holiday. Every morning I get up and I say to God, oh God, I get another one. That's it. You know, people say, how are you? I always say, I woke up and know where I'm at. Kids don't live with us. I am a happy person. And about this organization, the more you give, the more you get. I learned from my mother. My mother was a giving person, and the more you get is because the more you give. Well, close out this session. The RAD system is this, that we teach people responsibility, we teach people accountability, and we teach people discipline. When I consult with business, these are the 3 things we start our program on. Learn from failure. Create. How many of you have screwed up a little bit once in a while? Yeah. The rest of you are liars. If I didn't make so many, Rhoda runs this huge company and says, if I didn't make so many mistakes, I wouldn't be so smart. I'm proud to be there for 33 years as a client and as whatever. So we make people feel comfortable. We communicate beyond expectations. Don't be afraid to over-communicate. Some quick reminders. Communication reminders, be aware of your tone. Take a deep breath before you talk. Watch body language. And Manny, listen. One of the biggest complaints when we interview employees is that, well, he thinks he's listening to us, but he's not. And it's what you say, how you say it, and why you say it. Well, what else we got? Oh, you can expect more as long as you clearly communicate those expectations and you've got to do this often. Because people go home and have a beverage and forget where they work. So how do we get better? Well, what else we got? Oh, it's maximizing performance. Okay. A value plus employee Because there's always surprise challenges. You never know which way to turn. Important things important, like our trust, our confidence, our communication, compassion, concern, comprehension, and confirmation. It's the things we live by in our life, in our labor, in our love. And it's using your time. But no, you don't have more time. I was told I had 6 months to live at age 37. You do not go out and enroll in a 6-month time management course. You have taken the course and you have gotten an A. So what do we do that we don't have to do? I've gotten rid of a lot of things that waste time. Do things sooner or later. Identify in one word why the human race has not achieved and never will achieve its full potential. It's meetings. Huh? Well, meetings are events in which minutes are kept and hours are lost. Would you agree? When I die, I hope it's during a meeting because the change will be so subtle. How many of you have sat in a meeting saying, okay, God, it's here, now's the time? And we all deal with change. Change was changed before it was changed. You're going to get back to work, you're going to get back home tonight, and something has changed. How do you handle that? To implement change, there's got to be an easier way. Let's try it. Let's do it together. Agreement that change is needed. What will happen if we don't change? And you have to sell change constantly. And it's physical and emotional. And most of the time we work on the emotional side versus the physical side. Change asks us to look at an opportunity and take action on it, and we either buy in or buy out, don't we? We're good at it. We may shake our head this way, and in our mind we're going, oh, I'm dizzy, I'm sorry. Because we're creatures of habits and have a belief in the transition. So your people have to believe that the transition, the change is going to be good. So there's 3 types of change people. The adapters say what? Whoa, yes! Yes! Thank goodness! Oh, what a wonderful idea. Resistors, same change. Oh, I don't know. What's the coaster say? Anything you want. No matter to me. Jump off the building? Sure, I don't care. After 13 years, I'm out of this place anyway. What difference does it make? So these are the people that put plywood on our windows, the coasters. They go to the bathroom and have the second meeting. Thank you for laughing. That's really good. Change will occur when the pain of change is less than the pain of remaining the same. So we've all been through it. So the change, there's change paybacks. These are just some of the things that we talk about that is interesting. So what has been your worst change? One came up to me and says, you know my worst change? So when my husband divorced me. I said, so what's your best change? When my husband divorced me. So many times the change works out for itself. If we fail to change, we fail. So it's better or worse. Change is easy, implementation is difficult. It also brings problems. Anticipate problems, recover from them. Sorry, we are out of toilet paper. Have a nice day. If you spend all your time reacting to problems, you have no time to anticipate problems. The anticipation is the important thing, what's coming down the pike. So problem solving, decision making, quality, safety, and teamwork. The 5 things of any business, any organization has to deal with. How you problem solve, try the best thing. These are just reminders of stuff. Oh, and if you got a problem, put up a sign. I see these signs. Do not stack anything on. If that doesn't work, put up a bunch of signs. And what's the behavior? The behavior is they're still stacking stuff along the cooler wall. So the signs don't make any sense. They don't make any sense. They don't make any difference on what we do. Failure is good. Forgiveness is good. Nobody's perfect. And you make the difference. You make the difference. Well, what else we got in here? I keep coming back to that stuff. How many of you are striving to be perfect? Forget it. How do we get better? Are we better today than we were last week? Are we better today than we were last month? Oh, shoot. How many of you got a bunch of idiots at your customers? You hang up the phone and say, what an idiot. Can't stand these customers. So what has the customer got that we want? Money. Yeah. They can be as crazy as they want to be. Well, that's important. So how are customers changing? You got to find out. This is something we've probably used for 30 years. If you ask your customers, how'd we impress you, or why we turn them off, you learn how to run your business. If you buy your customers lunch, you really learn how to run your business because they feel an obligation to help you. They're partners with you. Within 30 seconds, your customers ask the following. You want to know what? 30 seconds. I don't care if it's a phone call. I don't care if it's somebody walking into a retail store. This is what it's about. You should take that sign down. Can you see?
Yeah, I'm okay.
You don't want to see. You know, I got 100 of people like you here. Do I like it here? Do I like you? How many of you have walked out of a store because you just don't like the personnel? First impression, isn't it? You like me? You again? You know, those kind of attitudes. Do I like what you do? Will I come back? Oh, there's an important comment. Will I come back? Will I recommend you to others? That's the whole sequence of the business transaction. Within 30 seconds, this is racing through your mind. Try it sometime. I've had people email me back to say, I couldn't believe how good a judgment I was doing in making a decision of whether to spend money or not to in 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Do something nice, I tell 10. Do something bad, I tell 200. That's the deal. Fair gives. Oh, there is none. Is it logical? Is it logical? Oh, gosh. I didn't know this was even in here. Hello, you have reached the voicemail system in our customer service department. Doesn't that just scare the pajamas off you when that happens? If you can understand the person? We are now computerized to assist you more quickly and accurately. Oh, we're computerized. Woo, woo, woo. If you wish to place a new order, press 1. If you have a complaint about an existing order, press 0. You've pressed 0. If your order hasn't arrived, press 2. If there's a problem with the delivered order, press 8. You've pressed 8. If your order was packed wrong, press 3. If it arrived damaged, press 7. You've pressed 7. If the order was damaged in shipping, press 4. If the product is defective, press 6. Oh, you press 6. To return the product for repairs, press 5. To return for credit, press 0. You press 0. If you want a credit memo, press 9. If you want a cash refund, press 0. You press 0. Hello, you've reached the voicemail system. Honest to God, I had a woman come up after and say, you made all that up, didn't you, about that logical stuff. I'm not that good. No, it happens. How many of you had almost something like that? Yeah. You've been disconnected because we hate you. Because all of us have a memory bank. My mother could remember a dirty restroom from 30 years ago that she visited a restaurant. Should we go to eat there? Nah, they had a dirty restroom. Well, Mom, they maybe cleaned it up. I don't think so. So we got to be better, different, create memories for people. That's what they're about. Mixed emotion. Mixed emotion. Thank them. Thank them. Handwritten notes. Thank them. Everybody reads a handwritten note because it's such a surprising event. My gosh, somebody is able to read and somebody's able to write. Unbelievable. When I chatted a supermarket clerk for failing to say thank you, she snapped, it's printed on your receipt. Rawr, rawr, rawr. This is a winning team. I sat in the back and on purpose because they asked me to. But it's kind of a winning team. It's kind of a day, it's kind of a freshener. Here we are right before Mother's Day. I've lost my mother a long time ago, and I miss those conversations. But I'm sure glad that I did the conversation. If your mother is still alive, call her today. Call her tomorrow. She'll wonder what you've been drinking. Because it is team's work. And the 5 cooperative partnerships, is trust and honesty and communicate and investigate and care. I said to the woman in our building where Scott and I live, she was at the elevator and she looked a little forlorn, and I said, "How is today?" And she said, "I've done better." I gave her a hug and she said, "It's better now." I'm frightened about our loneliness, how we lock up all our doors. I'm frightened about how we take a trust in our neighbors. A group becomes a team when all members are sure enough of themselves and their contributions to praise the skills of others. So we got to get working together. We got to forgive each other, help each other. Well, there's not much left. How much we got there? Oh, we got lots of time. You're going to get out of here early. Oh, usually that's a standing ovation. How do we build this forces in harmony? Because together we're even better. Together we're even better. Well, what's left? So this triumphant of our life, keeping our life together. Oh, would you? I don't know if you're praying kind, but my cousin, who is my brother, we had a funny family. He is my cousin, but I'm an only child. My father used to say I was an only child because I was the only one strong enough to swim out of the burlap bag. And so I told you it was a funny family. But I've had a lesson in this past week, and my cousin is dying of leukemia. And we just need to send him strength. And think about him once in a while, and learn from that experience of this very, very active man who was older than I was and was my mentor in my life, isn't going to be there anymore. So we honor those people for going forward, moving on with their life. Oh my gosh, is this in here too? Oh, how would you like to be married to you? Get right to the hard questions, Mike. Go right at it. I had a guy stand up and say, "I'd get a divorce." Well, no kidding. Yeah. Oh, isn't that wonderful? This is my adopted mother, Lorraine, and this is Benny. And they got married late in life. It was just wonderful. And I said to Lorraine, "Why did you marry Benny? Why are you're a single person for years? Why did you marry Benny?" She said, "Well, he had a nice car, and he could drive at night. So as you get older, it gets easier. The choices are less." Oh, what a... I'm on a lot of medication. How romantic can you get? We have interviewed so many, especially women. Men won't talk to me about these things, but women will. And they will say, "I wish my husband would listen to you, because we were always romantic and now we're not. So we're missing a piece of what we're about." By the way, I apologize for some of you who are offended. I'm really direct. I'm old. I don't care anymore. You get to a time you look in the mirror and say, "I just don't care." Somebody will write on the bottom of the evaluation, "Well, Mr. McKinley didn't make any sense." I figure that's a compliment. They at least stirred up some kind of nerve, got somebody to think a little bit. Maybe they could change their life a little bit. Maybe they could change their routine a little bit. Maybe they could laugh more. Wow. My day is complete, thank you very much. Isn't that something? Exactly how mad is she? Yeah. Are you related? You married to each other? Oh. Because she patted him on the knee on that comment, and I thought, well, maybe if you just met him or something. I didn't know. This is not going to work. This is not a good thing. That's it. We wrote a little pamphlet, a little book. It's called I Don't Know What to Say. And we interviewed people, men and women. And they said, I thought she'd always be here. Because when you get done, this is all you got left. Oh, honey, I'll make you a little cart. So it's a time to get smart. Visiting with my cousin last weekend was a time for me to get rejuvenated about life and how short it is. Things that make life worth living. We give these grandkids chocolate and send them home. Lots of it. I'm not a vengeful person, but I do like the look on their face. So it's my promise. What do you got left? Oh, you're going to get out of here early. Good for you. We all have these choices. We maximize performance. George Burns, do you remember, some of you people are under 50, don't know George Burns. George Burns said, you've got to learn to like what you do for a living. Oh, priceless, priceless. Every high school should have it in the classroom. I go to speak at colleges and I'm telling them stuff that they never, well, we didn't see that in the textbook, and you're not going to. Because some days you're going to work and not work for a person who maybe likes you. You're going to get fired. Oh, I'd never gotten fired. Oh, that'll help you. What is it, George? George Burns, I have it in my office. George Burns said that someone asked him at 98, can you do everything that you could when you were 18? He said, of course I can, at 98, do everything that I could when I was 18. It shows you how pathetic I was at 18. I love that line. So it's motivation. It's motivation. I don't know what it is. I've studied it for probably 60 years. I don't know what it is. And I can't motivate you. I don't understand what it is. But it's kind of like baseball. It's kind of like baseball. I like baseball. I love to watch baseball. I love to watch people performing on their particular skill. And they practice it well. And that's what we all have to do. Because they're up at the plate. And they've done this since probably the 4th grade they started playing baseball. And they're playing again, and here comes, oh, it's the same old pitch again. You know how that works. And then here they are, and they're ready, and they're excited. And so they get the pitch, and here it comes, and their energy is just elevated, and they're hitting, and they get a hit. Well, and they run the base. They run the base. Wouldn't you love to have your employees run the base? That would be wonderful. And if they get a hit a third of the time, they'll pay them $10 million a year. You do your job a third of the time, we fire you out of here. So that's what it is. So if you need motivation as we close out, maybe this will help. Guy came up to me after and shook my hand. He said, that death part, ooh, that's really cutting. I said, did you like it? I needed it. Ooh, I needed it. Yeah. So what is life? Life is peppers and depends. That's what life is. My father used to say, you start in this life and you with no hair and no teeth, and you can't walk, you can't talk, you leave this world, no hair, no teeth, you can't walk, you can't talk. The rest of it is fun. You that are laughing in the back row doesn't know the other. See, he said it's fun. All children running loose and unattended will be towed away at stores with owners and friends. I love that. Love that. When your memory goes, you can forget it. Oh. I got a whole bunch of stuff. I went to my oldest son. I said, I seem to be forgetting stuff. And he comes up to me just like this. He says, you've always forgotten stuff. Ooh, it took him out of the will. I didn't forget that. Mothers against dyslexia. If it looks okay, we know what you got. Because I'm dyslexic. I don't read. I still don't read. I still have troubles. I love books with pictures. I don't do well at crosswords. But I still do crosswords. Why? Because it keeps my mind focused as to what I don't do and what I struggle with. I don't give up on things because I can't do them. Because life is risk. It's all risk. The opposite of risk is regrets. We're so much into the soonas. Well, as soon as the kids leave home. Oh. Any of you worried about the empty nest kind of stuff? Oh, get rid of the kids. Send them to college, send them to work, send them to Vancouver, I don't care. It's a great thrill. And so you say, well, he hates kids. I don't hate kids. They got to be on their own. I'm trying to grow them. Be in the pits. How do you get out of the pits? Get in front of the mirror and go, hey, hey, hey. Just make sure nobody's looking at you. Hey, it's me. God don't make no joke. This is it. This is all I got. This is what I come to the table with. This is who I am, period. That's it. All the stuff I've been through, I've always come back to this day. But in spite of all of that, I'm okay. I don't worry much. I'm concerned. I'm concerned about a lot of stuff. I worry about it. Worry is negative goal setting. Worry is thinking how you want things not to happen. But you make a difference. That's why I love sitting in the back. I told Scott, I said, I got to go sit in the back so I get a feel for the group. And I saw some very positive things. Especially when you're trying to get the award over somebody's hair. I don't have that problem. So that's who you are. Well, what do we got? Oh, we got 7 minutes. I lied to you about ending early. I always do. Are you interested?
Yes.
I showed you the list. I'm dyslexic. My partner was in the airplane and it crashed. We had an airplane for our business. We had 15 locations. We flew to every place. I was in the plane all the time, except that day. I think about it almost every day. I miss him so much. You know what I get? His son, I am mentoring him. He is an expert in avalanches, and he is a speaker, and I get to mentor him. Oh, it's emotional. Financial divorce, financial ruin. Funny how those two work together. I told you about some of you have been there. Oh, this is good. This makes me feel better. We had a bad car accident. I worked for this company. I left that company because of something they said. You're fired. Well, if they're going to talk to me that way, I didn't stay. Worst thing at the time, best thing after. Didn't want to do it anymore. I miss my parents. Nancy was 52. 52 and she died. What is the old phrase? You get used to it, but you don't get over it. Yeah, I'm still there. Still there. I'm so lucky. These two guys know I married a good friend of mine. She lowered her standards unbelievably. Nancy had a great line, so that we had to stay married to each other so we didn't ruin two other people's lives. I always thought that. Deb's line, now I think it's me that inspires this, but Deb's line is, I was sitting talking with some people and Deb was sitting like over here, and I said, I think she's trying to get me an assisted living. You know what she said? You are an assisted living. I've worn hearing aids for 40 years. Greatest invention in the world. I had multiple eye surgery. I can see now. I can see. I don't deal with the surgeries, I deal with the reaction and the results. And then there's all their stuff. We could do another one on the other stuff. You can get through just about anything. If I can get through it, you can get through it. It's out there. Security, create your own security. Have friends. When I had cancer, I thought I had 100 friends, I had 3. The rest of them left, they left me alone. The 3 stayed. How can you make your job better? Jacques Plante, the hockey goalie, says, how would you like a job where if you made a mistake, a big red light goes out and 18,000 people do? So observe opportunities to learn, then help and laugh. This is what we've done. Hopefully you've learned a little something, maybe even reminded of something. If you help people, you get bigger payback than they get. And then laugh. I love your laughter. Thank you very much. I needed it today. Desperately. So I look for these pictures about laughter. Slow, dumb dogs, small kids. Gosh, your neighbor is stuck here. Why? I wait 2 hours. We're waiting for this to happen. It's not going to happen. Can I pay my Visa with my MasterCard? Well, okay. I love these little things. Reserve parking for the blind. You'll never get to work on time. Ha ha! Your footsteps will be stopped effective March 1992 because we received notice you passed away. May God bless you. You may reapply if there's a change. I just love that stuff. Warning, don't cross this field unless you can do it in 9.9 seconds. A bull can do it in 10 seconds. Well, you can't argue with that. I didn't think they should publish it, stuff out in the open like that. Elevator does not stop on ground floor. I'm in the elevator and I'm looking at it, so where does it stop? -3 floor? In case of fire, use stairs. Yes. In case of fire, exit building before putting it on social media. Who says I'm not up with the times? Boneless potatoes, right? Slow golfers crossing. Golfers crossing, hunting with shotgun only. The National Association of Mortician Convention was entertained by the singing group Up with. Cease! Am I gone? No exit! Dead end! To stay alive, you know you're getting older and happy hours a nap. How many are just going to go home and not back to the office? The heck with it. Because yesterday's a canceled check, tomorrow promissory note, today is cold cash. That's what it's about. So we want results in the job, whatever your job might be. We want results in our relationships. I can't thank you for this bus ride and your participation. Keep struggling, don't have it made. Be firm, be fair, be flexible, be fun. How many of you wish that was said at the altar?
We got it.
And each and every one of you is directly responsible for the success of the person's life. That's what this association, this is what this group is about. This is who we are, not what. Much more into the who. Anyone want to move? Thought I'd ask. But that's what we're about, and that's who you are. And so keep coming. The food is delicious. You'll have pretty good speakers. Sometime we'll come back and we'll start again. Thank you very much.